So yes, what we'll be looking at today is SQL, right? And quickly we'll know what SQL is, why SQL, its importance. We'll look at the basic SQL syntax, and we'll look at our case study. And with that case study, we'll build our solution from it, and we ask questions, and we'll be done for today. So yeah, what is SQL? SQL stands for structured query language. Structured query language. Some people call it SQL, some others call it SQL, right? But I prefer to call it SQL. Language that we use to communicate with and manage our databases. Don't worry, I'm going to tell us what a database is, right? So, but SQL is a language that we use to communicate our database. But for context, I would say a database is just like a store. Just it as a store, right? Where you keep things. And for you to have access to that information you have in your database, you need SQL. So you have your customer information, your employee information, whatever business you are, you have, right? You have where you store all those information, and SQL helps you to interact with that information, right? So, and what can we do with SQL? We can retrieve specific data, we can filter data, we can analyze trends and patterns, we can summarize large information, SQL for, but we cannot use SQL for visualization, right? So SQL is more of cleaning, transforming, analyzing, and getting your insight from your data. And when you get that data, then you can go and visualize in any of your preferred visualization tool, with Tableau or Power BI. So why is SQL important? And this is very, very, very important for us to know, right? So as the time as time passed, right, a lot of companies store their data in a database, right? Why do they need to store this data in their database? Before, traditionally, we have our data stored in our Excel files and what have you, right? But database came along the line. Why? Because data is being generated in large volumes, right? So this is not going to be like a robust teaching, right? I believe that all of that will be done in the boot camp, right? But I'm trying as much as possible to be fast, right? So we have 3 V's when it comes to large data. We have the volume, the velocity, and the variety. So volume talks about the amount of data being generated, and research shows that daily there are about, if I'm not mistaken, trillions of data being generated. Currently, we're having this meeting and Microsoft Teams is taking record of it. Currently, someone is making a post on any social media platform. Someone is currently tweeting. Someone is currently making a purchase on Jumia. Somebody, like, data is being generated in its high volume, right? And the second, velocity. So velocity talks of the speed, right? Data is being generated per second. Like, people are creating data by their activities. Then variety talks about the different kinds of data being generated. So we have the sorry if I'm not looking straight to the camera, I'm looking at like my notes, so sorry. Can we hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. So okay.
Can hear you.
So all right, so the third V is variety, which talks about data being generated in different formats, the text, video, images, what have you, right? So because of that, there needed to be a database where all this information, Excel has its limits. It takes, when you start looking at, they say Excel can hold 1,000,000 plus rows of information, right? But when you even start having like some thousands, Excel start getting slow and slow and slow, right? So that is not In fact, it's not even a database. It is not even meant for storing data, right? So just know that the invention of this database was to help to curb the high volume data that is generated, velocity, and the different kinds of data that is generated. We have different kinds of database, data lake. We have different types of databases, right? So now we can see that 92% of the Fortune 500 companies use SQL. So this is a sign that you really need to understand SQL. And of organization reports that they lost their data due to poor SQL backup practices. So SQL is very important. So we've established the fact that we have these databases. Now, for you to interact with these databases, you need to understand SQL. Say, for example, your company has its 10 years data in this database, but you want to analyze a problem, and that problem needs just 3 years data to be able to solve that problem. You don't need the whole 10 years data. All you need to do is use your SQL, write your query, and you extract the 3 years data you want to use, and you run your analysis, and that particular data, you plug it into your visualization tool, right? So SQL is very important that we know. So moving next, industries that use SQL, I mean finance, e-commerce, healthcare, marketing, tech. SQL is utilized across every data-centric industry. Like data is used anywhere you see data, you can see SQL, right? We know for small businesses, yes, they can still manage operations using Excel, but the more they grow, the more there will be need for them to like have a database where they store all information in. Yes, so understanding our database, as we know, database is just more like a store, right? Where we collect data, organized structure for easy access and management, right? And this picture over here is the picture of a server room. So this is a server room that has different data stored here. So when people talk of cloud infrastructures and all of those things, right, it's no one, let's not even go there. But yes, this is our server room, and in this server room, I want us to know there's so much information to know, right? I want us to know that data comes in two structures. We have data in the structured format and the unstructured format, right? So data in structured format has to do with data in its tabular form. So you have your rows and your column. Then the unstructured data is when you have your JSON files that it's not in your conventional tabular form. Well, some others will say you can have your semi-structured. So it lies in between your structured and unstructured, right? But as data analysts, most of the time, we make use of data in a structured format, which is in the tabular form, the rows and the columns, right? So we have the name of the table, and we have the row and the column that makes up that table. And this is like an example using a customer table. So these are the rows. We have 4 rows here, and we have 4 columns: the customer ID, the customer name, the city, and the country. So this is just like an example of a data. Then some important SQL concepts that we're looking at today. I mean, there are more, but the important ones, like the fundamental ones, we have the select, where we used to retrieve data. Sorry, I'm running so fast because we have to go to practicals. So we have our select, where we used to retrieve data, right? Then the from is speaking to your table. Then, because in a database we can have different tables, right? So you have to specify which table you are making reference to and where it's used to filter. So for example, you have list of customers in different countries, and you just want to focus on a particular country or a particular state or what have you. you can use your filter, or you want to focus on a particular product, yes, you can make use of your where clause. And we have order by. This one just sorts your results, either ascending or descending for easy reading. Then we have our group by. This is used to aggregate data. Maybe you want to see how a product is performing regionally, by country or by state. Maybe currently your product is being sold in 10 different countries, and you want to see the revenue that is being generated from these countries. So when you're aggregating data based on categories, you use your group by. We'll see how that operates too. Then we have our accounts, our sum. Our accounts, like, it's self-explanatory. You want to count. Maybe you want to know the number of products you sell, or the number of regions you cover, or maybe, and we have some, you want to know maybe what's your total sales, what's your revenue, and all that. You can use your sum. And join, very important when we have to do with several data. Yes, so when we understand the structure of data, we understand that to have a proper structure of data does not just come in one table, right? When we start talking of modeling of your data, you realize that your data has to be stored, has to be structured and stored in a proper format, so that analysis, retrieving, and what have you will be easy. And most of the times, data does not come in one table. Maybe you have your customer table and you have your product table, and you want to see the customers, which customers is patronizing you more. Maybe you want to give like a bonus to encourage customers that be patronizing you, and you have your customer table separate from your table from, sorry, let me put my thoughts together. I don't want to start explaining factor and dimension table, right? But I want you to understand there is a particular table that records every transaction that you have, which is separate from customer, products, the one, what have you. So you want to calculate the revenue, and you want to, which is on one table, and you want to know the customers that are pushing those revenue, and the customer is in another table. So you have to make use of join to be able to link those two tables and run your analysis, which we are going to use. So these are the common concepts analysts use daily. I feel that they are more sharp, but I do not want to just bombard us with a lot. So yes, this is going to be our use case for today, our e-commerce sales case study. So you've been hired as an analyst for Shops Fair, and they need you to understand their performance and customer behavior patterns. So this is more like an EDA, an exploratory data analysis. They want to know more about their data. They want to see the sales performance. They want to understand their customer behavior. They want to identify best selling product, and they want to understand revenue trends. So they came to meet you as their data analyst, and they want you to do your magic. And we are going to go straight into our practicals, but I don't know if anyone has any question. Let's see the chat box.
So for now, I think you should go on, Cecilia. So they are following. So when it's time for Q&A, they will.
Moving on,
They will
quickly.
They will,
All right. So let me quickly go to my. So can we see my screen?
Yes, we can.
All right. So quickly, we have. Let us explore our data. So we have this as our data set that was given to us. And first of all, as data analysts, I just thought to put this out there, right? Back then, say 2020, 2021, 2018, and all, if you just know how to maybe build dashboard, or you just know how to do basic things, I mean, you are hot cake. Moving so fast. And now as analysts, we don't just think of tools. We don't just think of tools like maybe Excel or SQL or Python, right? We think of the business first. we try to understand the business first before we now understand, okay, what tool can we use for this? What tool can we use to solve this problem, right? I mean, there are some problems that can be solved just using Excel. You don't need to go any up and down, right? But since our focus is SQL, I want you to know that if you go and check roadmap for to becoming a data analyst in 2026, you will always see Excel as the top, and you will always see SQL as the top. Before now, you will hear maybe Excel, Power BI, SQL, but now SQL is at the top. Is at the top, very important. So we need to understand our business. We need to understand that we need to understand what they want us to do. Then we need to understand the data and how we can use the data set to answer those questions. So now they want to understand their sales performance and their customers' behavior and all, right, and their monthly trend. And this is the data they give to us. First of all, this is the orders table. And this particular orders, it tracks every order that is made in the business. So for every order that is made, it's being recorded in this table. We have the order ID, which is unique. Then we have the date that the order was made. Then we have the ID of the product that was made and the customer that made that order and the quantity that was purchased. And we have the unit price. Then we have the total amount. So for this particular order, it was made on the 25th of April. This product was purchased by this customer to quantity, and each of the price of that item was 22,200 and 25,000, and this is the total amount, which is this multiplied by 2. Then we have our customer table, which gives us more information about our customer. From this place, we only just see the ID of the customer that made the purchase, but we want to know, okay, want to see more information about that customer. We can go to our customer table. Can you see that explanation of why we need joins? Because your data will not just come in one big form, right? So this customer, and this is the customer name. I mean, this is a fictional data set, right? So we have our customer, and this is the name of the customer. This is the city of the customer, and this is the day that the customer joined our business or started making purchase from us. Then we have our product table. This one gives us more information about the product. In this particular place, we just see the ID of the product, right? But on this product table, we can see more information about the product. This product with product ID P008 is a designer handbag and it's under this category, and this is the price of that bag. So this particular table gives us more information about our product. Having understood our data, let us take our data to our database, because that is where we are going to do our analysis and all. And for this webinar, we'll be making use of MySQL. I believe we have that installed already. So before we begin, we'll have to create the database that this table sits in, right? So to create the database, you click this and to bring this up, and we can give it our name. So let me give it shops fair. So it all has to be small letter because it does not accept capital letter. Let me do it a capital letter and show you what will happen. It's going to automatically make it lowercase. So say the server is configured with lowercase. So that's just what I was trying to explain. So it will make it a lowercase for me. It made the lowercase for me. So what I did was I wrote shops fair, then apply, finish. So I've successfully created my database. So this is my database. And if I click this drop down, there are no tables yet, right? Because like I said, we have the database and we have our tables. So this is the database, but no tables here. yet. And we can get our table from different sources. But right now, our table is calling from an Excel workbook. But before I move on, I want to show you something, right? So this is a workbook. A workbook is a combination of different sheets, right? It's a combination of different sheets. If I come here and I want to bring in my data, what do? I'll right click here, click on table data imports wizard and click on browse. And here I'm not seeing my table. See the name of my table here, shops fair. I'm not seeing my table under this option. I'm not seeing this is actually where I saved my data, but I'm not seeing it here. Why? Because it only accepts a flat file, right? It only accepts a flat file. And so, but this particular data is not a flat file. Let me explain it to you. So this shop fair, can you see our data type is an Excel worksheet. So it is not recognizing it. It only recognizes flat file, CSV, TXT formats, right? So what I did was I had to save this as a flat file. So I did file, save as, then I picked where I wanted to, the location I wanted to save it. Then I changed the file type to a CSV, this particular one, right? Then I gave it the name to this. I gave it the name. I save it. So notice it also brought this up because if you are saving as a CSV, which is a flat file, you cannot have workbook. You cannot have different combinations. You cannot have different sheets in a flat file. In a workbook, you can have different sheets, right? But in a flat file, you cannot have. So what I did, I went ahead and I said, okay, I have saved these orders. Then I'll click on customers and I'll now do the same process, save as. I'll save as, pick where I want to save it, and I'll give it the name customers because I am on customer sheet. Here, I am on customer sheet. When I come to product, I'll click on product and I'll do the same again. Save as, pick where I want to do, where I want to save it, and I'll save it as product. Let me put it as one because I already have a product, and I'll ensure I pick this as a CSV, right? And I save it and say okay. So that one is just telling us that it's a flat file, so it cannot be saved as a workbook. Cannot save all these other sheets. So that's what I did, that I have these other ones. I saved customers, saved orders, and I saved products. So I'll go back to my SQL and let me repeat the process again so that we can understand. So I'll right click on this, click on table data import wizard, and it brings this up. Then I browse.
Cecilia,
Yes?
can you hear me?
Yes,
Sorry
I
to
can.
cut you short. So somebody said, I think he lost you at some point. So
Okay.
that process, I want to just be sure. I just want to be sure if that's what you are repeating, because the person had a network glitch at some point.
Okay. So what
Process
point
of
was
that
that?
of saving, the process of saving.
Okay.
Rema, can you just state what issues you have, please?
Uh, I lost you from when you created the database.
Okay,
Come again, Rema.
from when I created the database.
Yes.
All right. So this was what I did. Let me clear this. So this was what I did. I clicked on this. If you check, I know this icon is always used as an icon for database, right? So if you click on it, If you click on this, it's going to pop this up for you. I'll do that again. Done this. It pops this up for me, and I give it the name of my database. Let me just pick a random name, sales, right? And I mentioned that if I put sales like this, notice my S is in capital letter, right? And I click apply. So this error that is popping up is telling me that the server is configured with lower cases only, and my sales has an uppercase, right? So this is just telling me that, am I giving a go ahead that it converts the name to sales? Can you see it over here? When you get an error, it's very good to read through to understand what it's saying. So I'll say okay. So can you see it automatically changed the name for me? And I'll click apply, and I click finish, and database that was created. Did you get that? Did you get that?
Yes, she's is
Yeah, I did.
is
Thank
showing
you.
I
Sorry,
can
I cannot see the chat. I did not join using my phone, so, and since I'm sharing my screen, I'm not able to see the response, right? So can I move on?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes, please.
All right, so that was what I did to save this. So now I only have the database, but I don't have the data inside. I want to bring this data that I have, the orders table, the customer table, and the products table. I want to bring them to my database. And this is what I would do. Database, then right click, and this is going to pop up, and I will pick table data import wizard. I'll click on it, and it's going to bring this pop-up for me. Then I'll click on browse to look. Then I'll locate where I have my data. Did you understand when I was explaining the whole saving?
No.
Do we all understand the whole saving? Can I continue?
Sorry, Cecilia.
Yeah, I do understand.
You might need to take it again. They said they don't understand it.
All right. So when you right click on this place, right, and you click on table data import wizard, look at this bar here. Say the table data import allows you to easily import CSV and JSON data files. So it means your data has to be in any of these two formats. And like I mentioned to you, we as analysts, we make use of structured data format. And CSV is what works in this our case, right? So if you check here, the data that I opened to you, this was where it was saved. From this place, you can check what data type it is. It's in a Microsoft Excel worksheet data type. Sorry, what am I saying? File type. It's saved as Microsoft Excel worksheet, right? Look at the name of our data, ShopSphere. So let me go to here and browse and look for ShopSphere. I'm not seeing ShopSphere in this place. Why? It's only it can only recognize a CSV file. So it means that this my data, I have to change it to a CSV format so that my SQL, my import wizard can see that particular table. So I now said, how do we change the format of our table? The file type, right? I'm on orders. You can start from anyone, customers or products, but let me start from orders, since orders is the first thing here. And I click on file, and I click on save as. Then I pick the place I want to save the particular file. I choose to save it in this place, right? Then here is where I will change can you see this save as? This is where I'll change it, and I'll change it to a CSV, right? Then I'll give it the name. Remember, we were on others sheet before we others. But let me put 3 because I already have others here, right? So I'll name this as others 3 and ensuring that it's in CSV. And I click on save. It's bringing this pop-up because it said the selected file type does not support workbook that contains multiple sheets. So a CSV file cannot have multiple sheets the way you have orders, customers, and products in this worksheet. You cannot have that in converted. We just saved our file as a CSV. So that is why it is giving us this error, this warning. It's telling us that we cannot have a worksheet as a CSV. So what it is doing is saying to save only the active sheet, click OK. To save only the active sheet, and the active sheet is orders. So the moment we click on OK, it saved only the orders. Can you see now? We have orders 3. It has saved these orders. If we go to where we save it, if we open these orders, can you see? We are seeing only that sheet. Can you see? We are seeing only that sheet. So it means we need to do same for all other sheets. Now I go back, I open this just to show us again. I hope we are not lost. So we've saved orders, right? Now let us save customers. We'll do the same thing. File, save as, pick the location you want to save it. Then ensure you change this to a CSV and give the name. Who can remind me, what was the sheet again? To show that we are free. What was the name of that sheet I was?
Orders, right?
It's not orders.
We've saved order.
Customer.
Yeah, we
I've
are
saved
on
orders.
customer. We are on
Yes, I've
customer
saved.
now.
Yes, I've saved orders. So now I'm trying to save customers. So I'll do file, save as, pick the location I want to save it as, ensuring I pick CSV, and I will name it customers. Let me put 3 because I've done it before. Then I click on save. And it still brings this warning, which I've explained. This warning is just telling us that we have different sheets and CSV cannot save different sheets. CSV can only save one sheet. So it's telling us that if we click OK, it's going to save only the active sheet, which is our customers, and we are OK. Then we'll click on OK. Then we click on products and do the save as. Pick where we want to save it and put the name of the table, products, ensuring that it's CSV that is selected. They will click on save and we say OK. Let me close this. Let me close all of this. So now, if I open customer 3, you know we saved it as customer 3. If I click on it, can you see it's only customer 3 showing us? It's not showing us any tables, the other tables. And if I open others, also the same thing. Same as product, the same thing. Can you see? So we have successfully changed it to a CSV. If you look at this, you see separated values. It means CSV. It means we've successfully changed it. So we can go back now, right? And we pick our currently saved CSV. So now we have others. We named it others 3. So we do OK, we do open, and we do next. So here we can give the name we want our table to be. I don't want it to be others 3. I just want it to be order. It's going to create a table in this place. This our shop fair. It's going to create the table there, and this will be the name of the table. Then we press next. It has given us a glimpse of what we have in the table. Order ID, which is this. We have the order date, which is this. Product ID, go as the list goes. Total amount, if you scroll down, you see your total amount. So now there's what we call data type, right? I'm not sure I want to. So there's what we call data type: text, strings, dates, floats, and all. So this order ID is a text data type, right? This order ID is a text data type. Sorry, I'm just in between whether I should talk about data type, but I think I should talk about data type briefly. So every column has different data types that they collect. So in this case, we have numbers. It's a different data type. Here too, we have numbers. It's the same data type as quantity and as total amount, but it's different from all these other ones, which is a date, right? So we need to understand data type. So this one is a date. This is an integer, which is number. So integers are positive or negative whole numbers. So these are, God, I hope that we are following, right? Yes, I believe so. Let me believe so. So we have order ID. So I want to tell us a trick, right? When you have IDs, ID is just like a label. It's just like an identifier. Just like when you got admission in school, they gave you a student ID. And anywhere, there's nobody that has exactly the same ID as you, no matter how many they are in the school. That ID only belongs to you, right? So that ID is used as an identifier. When you see a notice board and test result, you just go and look for your own ID, and you know that nobody shares that same ID with you. So it's used as an identifier. So when you see IDs, leave them as text data type, because you cannot perform aggregation on it. You cannot perform sum. I mean, if I want to sum this column, it's going to give me error because we have 0, we have 0100. It's a mixture of number and text, right? So there are even cases you can have your IDs here as numbers, not mixture of text and numbers. You can have your IDs as all numbers. Even at that, it is good practice to leave your IDs as a text data type, right? So moving on. So we have our order ID. We are leaving it as text. So what SQL does is it tries to automatically detect your data type, but you have to still cross-check because sometimes it will not do justice, right? So order ID text, yes, it's okay. Order dates, can you see it's putting text, but we don't want text, we want dates, right? So we look for what looks like dates here. We don't have dates, we only have date time. That's the only thing that is closest to dates here. So I click on date time. But there is something I want you to notice, right? This date format here is very important. This Y is showing for month, D is showing for day, H is showing for hour, M is showing for minutes, S like stands for seconds. But our date doesn't have time, doesn't have minutes, doesn't have seconds. So we have to remove to this part. So our date has year, it has month, it has day. But there's one thing that is very important that we should cross-check. Date is very sensitive and delicate. There's something that we should cross-check before moving on. So we should check our dates. Is it in day? Is it in year, month, day, month, year? Or you get the idea, right? So based on what we can see here, our data 25th is a day. We don't, our month stop at 12. So there is no way we can have 25 as a month, right? But based on what we are seeing here, it automatically detected that we have year, month, that 25 is year. This one is month, and this one is day, which is not correct. I don't know if we are following. Our data, our date is not
Very well, ma'am.
arranged. Okay, thank you. So our date is not arranged as year, month, day. It is arranged as day, month, year. So we have to fix that. So we have to change this to day, month, then year. So now this is the way our date is: day, month, year, 25th of April 2025. So we fix for dates. Let's go for product ID. Like I mentioned, identifier should be as a text. We just have few time left. So IDs, we leave it as text. Customer ID, text, still good. Then quantity, integer, look at it here, numbers. And I say integers are positive or negative whole numbers. These ones are whole numbers. We don't have any decimal in this place. So same as unit price, it's an integer. Total amount is also an integer. So we are done with this one. All we need to do is click next. But we click next. So from here, I already noticed that we are going to have a problem. Why? Because I can see 0 records imported, and we don't have 0 record. Let me click finish, and let me go back to this place. Sorry, I'll show you this. I thought as much. 0 records found. So we'll have to bring that again. Let us bring that again. Let us do that again. So we click on it, and so now I've brought it in before, right? So let me click on this. It should drop table if it exists. So it will drop this new one. If you notice, initially I did not tick this because that was the first time I was doing it, but this one I want it to drop the table if it exists. So for the other dates, okay, I think I know what's up. So let me try that. Day, month, and year. It's still giving that. I think I experienced this, but I fixed it. Let us bring others, and I'll come back to that too. Let us try to bring in others. Sorry, let me try this one. There's another way out, right? But let me just try this for the last time. Yeah. Okay, so it's still giving the same thing. There's another way out, right? Another way out is that you will bring a text, right? But when you are performing your analysis, you will now have to be changing it as a date, which is double trouble, right? But I think that is what we just end up going with. So let me drop this. Sorry, don't worry about all of this. Okay, so let me bring in the other one. Let me bring in products. this product. Click on OK. Click on next. Have it as products. So product ID text, product name text, category text, price, integer. Yes. Next. So this one brought in our 15 records. So this one worked. So if you notice, right, this because I'm not seeing product that I brought in now. So if I click on refresh, I can see my products now. So if I click on, so can you see what we have in the table, right? Okay, let us take this gradually. But just a moment, let me cross-check these dates. Cross-check these dates.
Cecilia, can I just take your time a bit while you are trying to figure that out?
Okay, all right, okay.
Okay, so I want to welcome everybody again. I hope you've been enjoying the class so far. Like I wrote in the chat box, Cecilia has a lot to say. There's plenty things in her head. You can see she doesn't even know where to start. And I know that 2 hours is not enough, right? So if you want to experience more, like if you've enjoyed the class so far and you want to experience more of what you have experienced today, in short, there's many more where this has come from. We are hosting a boot camp, a data analysis boot camp that is coming up, right, in June. Our first cohort is starting in June. So if you like what you see or what you have experienced so far, I don't know if you can see my screen for, pardon me. So I don't know if you can see my screen. So we have this data analysis bootcamp coming up in June. And ideally, the price of the data analysis bootcamp is 100,000 naira. But if you are going to be paying in the next, 1 week, by Friday next week, that's when the offer ends, you are going to be paying 75,000. But if you are going to be paying today, because you are in this webinar, you are going to be paying 50,000 naira if you pay today. And we are only taking 5 slots for that. If you pay 50,000 naira, or if you are going to pay 50,000 naira, the link has been dropped in the chat box. So if you are going to be paying today, because like I said, there is a lot to uncover. There is a lot to uncover. And this boot camp is for 2 months. That is 8 weeks, where you are going to have live classes. You are going to have access to an e-learning platform as well, and live classes. So if you want to be a part of this, you are going to learn Power BI, you are going to learn Excel, you are going to learn SQL, and you are going to learn a little bit of Python for data analysis, all for 50,000 naira if you are paying today. But if you are paying in the next 7 days, or I think it's 6 days from now, you pay 75,000 naira. But if you are paying before the cohort starts in June, you are going to have to pay 100,000. So thank you, Cecilia, for giving me this time. I will just, have you been able to figure it out?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I went to where I documented, because I did this and I knew, and I got this error too, and I went back to check my documentation. And I mean, as a data analyst, there's a whole lot of things we need to know, right? So let's go back. This table import wizard, and click on browse and others, right? And I open it. and I click next. Then I give the name that I want. Then let me pick the slight thing that we were supposed to adjust is this one is day, this is month, and this is year. You notice that our separator here is this what do we call this sign again? Slanted. Yeah, yes, but this is like a hyphen, so we need to fix that. Told you date is very sensitive, so we need to fix that. That was just what we needed to add. But every other thing is okay. Then we do it next.
I think it's called forward
slash. Yes, thank you. Click on next. Then it's still doing that. Let me try this again. Mine worked. And do that just one more time. And if it's giving us issue, we'll just save it as a text. I don't understand. That was the same thing. It worked now. So we've brought in our products, our orders, right? So let me bring in the final one. Which is, what's the last table I'm supposed to bring in now? Can't tell me.
Customer.
Good. It's like you just hearing, no, that person deserves a gift. Next.
Yes. A free access to the bootcamp.
It's not me that said it, oh, please don't allow Techill Academy come from
Pay the 50,000 naira. You can be, part of the 5 people.
So sign up date time, and I'll change this to this. So day, month, year. Let me pick next, and we have our 40 records finished. So we have all the data that we need. So now I mentioned some in very fast. So I mentioned some syntax. I mentioned select, from, where, order by, group by, join. We might not be able to read join because of time, but quickly I'm going to show some things. So if you notice, I wrote use ShopSphere, right? So sometimes if you notice this, if you notice on this end, this sales is bold, but these other ones are not bold. It means that we are currently in the sales database, right? But we don't want the sales database. What we are working in is, what the table we are working with is in the Shopify. Why do I call it Shopify? It's in the ShopSphere. It's in the ShopSphere database. So we will need to double click on it. Can you see now this place is bold? Or if not double, use, then write the name of the database, then highlight it, and this is the execute. So can you see now the ShopSphere is now automatically bold. So it means that we are currently in ShopSphere. So now we want to see all the information that is in our table, right? There are 2 ways you can go about it. On your customer table, when you click on your customer table, you see these 3 icons, right? If you click on this last one that looks like a table, if you click on it, can you see automatically it brought your table for you? Can you see your table here? And I want you to always note this down, please. If you have an error or anything, it shows here. If your query was successful, it shows here. So this tick shows that it was successful. Way to see what is inside your data. But another way is you write select. Select, what select does, it helps you to retrieve and it's speaking to your column. It's speaking to your columns, right? If you notice in this place, we have customer ID, customer name, city, and sign up date under our customer, right? We want to see all of these columns. If we write select, this star means bring every column from me. I'm not specifying one column, bring everything from me. Then from, like I said, from speaks to your table. So from what table now? I want you to bring out everything for me. This is what this syntax is saying. Select is like we know now, select, retrieve. So this star is telling you that retrieve everything from where? From which table? From our product table. So if we highlight it and we run it, can you see it has brought up everything that we have, all the products that we have in our product table? But what if it's not every column that we need? I only want to see the product name. So here, I will remove this star and instead I'll write product name. The way that it is written in my table, I'll write product name and I will highlight it and run it. Can you see it is showing me only product name? What if I want product name and price? I want product name and price. Let me take this back. What if I want product name and price? So let me run this back. I want the product name and I want price. What do? I will now write again my select, product name, comma, then price. If you notice, I did not, after price, I did not come and write comma again because I don't want to add another column. It's only these two columns I want. Maybe if I wanted category, then I'll do like this. But I don't want category, so this comma is not needed. Since price is the last column I want, then I'll click from, then I'll write the table name, product, and I'll end it with a semicolon. It's very important. Semicolon just tells you, okay, this is the end of my script. You highlight it and you run it. So can you see it has brought product name and price, right? So it means you can do this for all of the tables. So let us see what is inside. Let us at least answer 3 questions before we go. So we want to see under our orders, we mentioned that order is the table that ORDER. Yes, now. So why is it giving me the error? ORDER. Okay, I think maybe because it's a, let me bring this again. Sorry.
I think it's because it's a keyword.
We'll be out of here very soon. Let me just bring in the orders again. The orders. And I'll name this orders.
Hello, because it is a keyword.
Yes, that's why I want to change the name. I didn't want to bombard you people with that. That's why I just kept quiet, because it's a keyword. Yes, that is why.
Bombard us, so Miss Cecilia. Bombard us. We don't have to finish it today. We're going to finish the rest in the boot camp.
Exactly. See, in the boot camp, there's enough time. We'll settle down and we'll chew everything. See, I was someone that was scared of SQL before, and SQL showed me shaggy. But the moment I bounce back on SQL, I bounce back on it full force. So, I mean, in the boot camp, we'll have swell time. Yeah. Run this again. So this is our table for our orders. So let us see. Obviously, this is our total sales, right? Because it's our quantity multiplied by our units that we have as our total sales. That's like a basic formula. So if we want to see, okay, what's the total sales that we made, right? Based on this data set that we have. So now we have to be thinking critically. I'll be thinking, what are the things that we need? First of all, we definitely need select. And we want to see the sum, the total sales. So it means that all the numbers in this column is what we are adding up. All the numbers in this column is what we are adding up. So we say sum. Sum is a formula. Function is an aggregate function, right? So sum. Then we now write the name of the column. So we are summing total amount. We are summing total amount. I can continue writing from here, right? It will work, but no, that's not good practice. Like, you need to make your code very neat and readable. I'll go to the next line and I'll click and I'll write from. And what is the name of the table? This is our total amount, is under our orders table. So I'll do orders, semicolon, semicolon, and I run it. So can you see? We have about billion or million. We have sales. I mean, that's cool money. Yes, so this was the total amount we made in sales, right? And if you notice something, the name of our column is now showing some total amount. It's showing the exact formula that we used to calculate the total sales. And that's not what we need. We want it to show total sales. Like this column will show total sales and with the number. So how do we do that? There's something called aliasing. How does it work? After you write select sum, you write the formula, you now come and add as. So as is like telling me that after you calculate this, show it as, that's aliasing, our total sales. So watch what will happen to this column header now. Reflecting total sales. So that's aliasing. So we've seen our total sales. So what if we want to see what again? From this table, somebody should frame me. I think that's the last thing we do. Somebody should frame me one question that you think that will be important from here that we can answer. Like we did. We saw our total sales, and that's like a very important information. So I'm going to give an example, and nobody should use that example, right? So another example can be from here. We have our order ID, we have the order date, we have the product, we have the customer ID, we have the quantity, the unit price, and the total amount. I can decide to say, okay, this total amount sales. We have a list of products and we have the list of amounts, but we want to know out of that total sales of 201 million plus, we want to know the shares that this product have. Maybe this particular product with this product's ID P008, how much sales did we make from it? From this, how much sales do we make from it? From this, so we'll know the distribution of the total sales by those products. That's another thing that we can do. So what other things do you think that we can answer with that? So we'll answer this, my question, then the question that one person is going to bring up now.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Ma.
Wait. No, I don't want the person that is talking.
Okay. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Ma.
Wait, who was talking? Sorry. I don't want Kayla to talk, please. Someone else should talk. Thank you. Kayla is
Okay.
my boss. Please, I beg. Somebody else.
Cecilia.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, good evening.
Okay. Thank you so much
You're
for the
welcome. Sorry,
class.
let me go back. Yes.
Okay. We could say, okay, let's select some. Let's add some with a certain condition where the condition is sales. The total amount is say above 20,000 naira.
Okay, so we want to know our sales that was above 20,000.
Yeah, there is it 14 million. Is it in million? Let me check, please. Yeah, there are millions. Yeah, above 20 million.
Okay, so you want to know. Okay, let us do that. So I said I'll answer my own and I'll answer this question. So we have select, we have product ID, and because it's product we want product ID and the sum of the total amount. Oh, you so then from our orders table, right? So we want you to group by. So this group by is another topic of it, right? So I'll tell you, I will run this and I'll tell you what the group by is doing. So can you see that this P008 is appearing only once? Let me run these orders, let you see. Can you see this P008 is appearing? Let us look for P008 again. It's appearing again here. Why? Because many people can buy many products. One person can buy many products. Somebody came to buy this product. Somebody above bought that same product. Below again, someone else or that same person self can still come and buy that same product. That is why it is repeating here. So what I wrote here, this group by, what this group by does is that it's for each P008, this P008, it will record this amount. It will pick the next P008 to record this amount. It will pick another P008, all the P008 to record this amount. And what did I say it should do after picking those amounts? What did I say it should do? I asked it to sum. So it means for each product, after picking those numbers, it will sum them together. So that is what this group by is doing. This group by, I say group by product ID. So it means it is looking at the product ID. For each product ID, it will record all the total sales, sum them together. If I put average here, after picking each product ID and their amount, it's going to find the average. But in this case, I told it sum. So after picking each number, each product ID, it is going to sum them together. So if we run this group by has laws, but trust me, I cannot like start going into it now. But this is it now. So we can see for each product, it made out this amount, this product, and there's something called order by again, but no, let's not go there. But this is it for each product. We can now see the total sales that we got from that product. Then moving to the last person's. Sorry, can you come over that again? You said what? We should see the.
Yes, we'll select
We should select what?
product ID.
Okay.
Please, let's go back to the table, please.
All right. Wait, before you continue, is this the first time you're encountering?
Hello.
Can you hear
I
me?
didn't get that. I didn't get that.
I said, is this the first time you are encountering SQL?
Not actually, but I'm still learning.
All right, I can hear you.
Okay, we'll select from customer ID with a certain condition where the total amount is say greater than 8 million but less than 20 million, within that range.
Sorry, you call that again. So we've gotten our customer and we have our total sum. Let me just do this. Yes. So
Okay,
from,
the condition is okay.
sorry, what?
No, finish the
Okay. So the condition is
condition is the sale is above 8 million but less than 20 million.
when you said that, I just knew that you this is not your first time. If not, you wouldn't have brought this. Now you want me to explain having, but it's fine. So having this PETWEEN. What numbers did you say again?
8 million, which is the lower
Eight,
bound, and the lower bound, upper bound is 20
eight,
million.
1, 2, 3, and 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So, okay, which group by? Oh, sorry, I forgot to add group by. So this is what we have. So these customers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 of them are those that have their total sales between this amount. Do I need to explain this that I wrote? Did you understand this syntax?
Me?
Yes.
Yes, I do,
ma'am.
but I'm learning. But I do.
Okay, for the benefit. Okay, I can see that someone else has a question.
Yeah, I
But
think Rema has a question too.
yes, okay, I think she should ask her question before I go through what I did.
Hello. Yeah, so I wanted to say want to like reward favorite customer. Can we select the customer with most that bought from us the most? I don't know if you understand.
Okay, the customer that bought from us the more, do you mean the one that made more order or
Yeah,
more value?
yeah,
Because somebody,
yeah, more order.
more order.
More order. No, not necessarily like the amount for more order.
Okay, okay. But can we hear from Rema?
Remember, I'm a guy. No, I'm a guy.
Rema just finished speaking. Yeah, Rema is a guy.
Wait, is it? Okay, sorry. So OVAT is different from Rema
Yes.
because I'm still seeing OVAT. I saw that Rema stuff was mute, so I thought he had not spoken. Okay. So all right. You said let us know what customers bought most from us, right? So it's almost similar to what we did above. Let me bring that column again, that table rather. So what we'll have here is we are selecting the customer, because it's the customer that we want to see, the customer, and we want to know the count, want to know the number of orders that they made. Order ID as number of orders. The group is by the customer ID. Then we will need to order it so that order by the count of this. Order by the count of this descending.
I think you have an issue with your formula.
Okay. Okay. I caught it. Thank you. Count of that ID as count
Please, ma, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Okay, you've aliased the account order ID. What if we decide to use it at the end of our
Okay,
code?
so
Order by number of orders.
all right. So there are some particular SQL flavors that allows that, but there are some that don't allow you to use your alias. This MySQL permits it, right? But there are some flavors. Now I cannot remember which of them. I don't know if it's Microsoft or Postgres or Oracle. I can, but one of them, order by, it has to be, you cannot use the alias to order it by. But for every SQL flavors, you can use discount by. That is discount. That is why I always just used to go for this. So you will not get
Thank you.
error. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. So any other question? I mean, we're not even able to like finish the whole case study because we're supposed to do like trend analysis to see, okay, monthly, let us understand how they're performing monthly. Let us see maybe any spike or any low performing months and all that. So there are more things that we can do, but because of time, right? So I don't know if there's any other question. I cannot move on, but we are going to do more of this in our bootcamp. We are going to take case studies. We'll think as data analysts, not just as people that are writing syntax. Because after we have written all of this, okay, what will I do with this information? So we need to learn the act of telling story with our data and giving our customer insight. Okay, based on this and this and this we did, we realize that in this particular time of the month, this happened, and this caused this, and that caused that, and this is the recommendation we're giving, right? That is what makes you a data analyst, not someone that knows how to write syntax. Your executive or your stakeholders don't care about your syntax. They care about the output, right? So yes, don't know if there's any other question, and if there's no other question, I think that is that from my end. Okay, I think there's a question.
Okay. Good evening, my again.
Yeah, good evening.
I wanted to ask, with the increasing awareness of AI, of course,
Okay.
I don't know what is our role now, because it's as if the data analytic, the whole thing is on the declining because of AI. I don't know how true that is. If you could help to know.
Okay, so I'm going to speak to that because personally, I've tried to make some research regarding that, and I know a lot of people are scared. And being that I tutor people and I help especially entry level analysts to like have footings in the industry and all of that, right? I'm going to say that things have changed. AI is here to help us, not to replace us. Are there some tasks that AI is replacing? Definitely. Are there some simple manual tasks that AI is replacing? Definitely. As a data analyst, definitely. Remember in the invention of cameras, right? Um, artists artists thought they were going to be kicked out of the market because of the introduction of camera. But do we still have artists like those that draw? It didn't replace them. It only made things better in a way. Same as oh God, I'm not remembering it right, but in essence, what I'm trying to say, okay, yes, I remember the making of electric cars, right? People were like, okay, drivers will become extinct. Self-driving cars, rather, sorry, I'm mixing things up. Self-driving cars, people were like, drivers will become will go away because we have self-driving cars. But do we still have cars on the road? So the advice I would give to anybody as a data analyst is don't be scared of AI. Just understand how you can use and leverage AI. Now, there are tasks that you can perform when you leverage AI that is going to make you a great performer. Let me tell you, even when I was preparing my slides, I told AI what I wanted. I told it I want this, I want this, I want this. I stated everything I needed on each slide, and I told it, okay, do this, and it did it for me. And in less than how many, though I know I had to tweak some things, I was like, you, my AI, see, calm down, you're stressing me. This is not what I want. We have to do back and forth, small sharp. But what am I trying to say is, I could have been building my PowerPoint slide for days just to make it fine. But I leverage AI to do that and PowerPoint for me. And I had other time to do other things. Another example, maybe you're building dashboard with Power BI. Now there's Copilot, there's all manner of AI tools that can help you in your analysis, that can make things easier for you. I was hearing that there's an integration, is it MCP they call it in Power BI, that you just write your first DAX, and instead of repeating your DAX over and over again, you just tell it that, okay, this is what I want, do it for me, and it will go ahead and write the remaining DAX for you, and that is extra time. But the truth is, you as a data analyst, you must understand the basics. You must understand the basics, because any small mistake, your stakeholder will not say it is AI's fault, though. They will look at you. Any small mistake can cost the company millions. So as AI is coming up, you to be coming up. AI is replacing those people that are not taking advantage of AI. I don't know if you are convinced to to continue this your journey. Don't give up. And like I will say again to wrap this up, right? As data analysts, you're not just there to build dashboard. You're not just there to plot pie charts, and no, there's the soft skill and the soft skill side of being a data analyst. You are communicating with stakeholders. You are preferring solutions. You are at the edge of imputing critical ability that AI cannot do. So please, there's a technical part of things and there's a soft skill part of things. And like I've been saying to round it up, but trust me, I promise this is the last to round it up. To round it up is that, like I said from the beginning before we started, the statement I made was intentional. I said that our focus as data analysts is not tools, but the business. What the tool is doing is helping us to provide solution with their data to their problems. So if you have to just buckle up and use AI and not be scared of AI, and AI is not taking you anywhere. And those layoffs that you have been seeing, that you can go and check, it's not everybody that is a data analyst that was laid off. It's all those manual tasks that they were replacing, or maybe they are restructuring, or maybe because of inflation they can no more take more people, they are downsizing. And in that time of tech boom, I think in 2018 or 2020, right, they packed a lot of people. Like, if you just know how to do bar charts, come, right? But as the invention kept going on, they're now realizing, okay, there were some people we brought in that are not even necessary. AI now came into the picture. There's this tax, we can automate it. So they were relieving people. So there are some job opportunities that have even been created because of the AI. So you'll be hearing things like AI engineer or AI analyst or created. So what you need to do is to switch into that analyst that uses AI and not the old analyst. Sorry, I don't know if that helps.
Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you
So-
so much, Cecilia.
welcome.
Thank you so much. And thank you for how you rounded up everything. I'll just quickly say this. If you had joined we had a webinar before this one, and it was an AI webinar for business and for work. And one of the key things that was, emphasized on at the webinar is that you need to layer AI on your existing skills, right? So you can't just be crazy about AI and you don't have something to use AI with. So you must have a skill, and AI is just here to give us, make it easy for us. So that's the idea. So thank you again, Cecilia. I'm sure you all enjoy. If you enjoy, Cecilia, please let me see your emojis. Let me see your comments. Yes, thank you, everybody. Cecilia is a fantastic data analyst. One of the best we currently have in Nigeria. She's doing so well in her field. And what you just experienced today, like I said, is just a tip. If you want more, we have a boot camp coming up starting in June. And as you can see on the screen, you are going to learn how to make meaningful insights with your data. You are going to master Excel, SQL, Power BI, and Python. And I mean, with all of this new invention of AI, there's no how we will not infuse a little bit of AI into this data analysis boot camp. So it's going to be a lot. You are going to be able to build dashboards. You are going to be able to interact, and you are going to work on real life projects, relatable projects that you can understand, you can relate with. So when they throw you into any field, it won't just be like, what are they doing here, right? You are going to be able to lay your hands on those kind of projects at our boot camp. And if you are going to be paying in the next 1 week, you will be paying 75,000 naira. But if you are paying today, you will be paying 50,000 naira. And for the 50,000 naira slots, it's just for 5 people. Somebody in this class has made payments today, and I want to say congratulations to that person. So we have 4 more slots to go for the 50,000 naira slots. If you want to make 50,000 naira payments, you can pay it today, but the offer ends today. After today, and you're going to be paying within a week, you will pay 75,000 naira. And after after the 1 week before the June, you then have to pay the original price, which is the 100,000 naira. So I want to say thank you to everybody for joining. Thank you, Cecilia, again. I would also like to acknowledge I think Cecilia's friend is here. I hope she has not left, yes, because I know they work together, and I know she
Hi,
came to
Kayla.
yes, Kayla. I know she came to support Cecilia. Thank you so much, Kayla. It's good to immediately I saw the name, I know that yes, she's here for Cecilia. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your input. Thank you for your contribution. God
Thank you.
bless you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. And this is going to be the end of today's class. Have a nice evening. Bye.